My name is Lorenzo Alexander. I attended Claremont in 1997. I went on to graduate from Cal Berkeley with a legal studies degree, and now I play in the NFL. I'm back here at Claremont today just trying to give back and help out in any way I can.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
If I have a legacy to leave my people, it is my philosophy of living and serving. Here, then, is my legacy. I leave you love. Love builds. It is positive and helpful. I leave you hope. Yesterday, our ancestors endured the degradation of slavery, and yet they retained their dignity.
The Oratorical Fest is just awesome. I mean, when I was in the 7th and 8th grade, I really wasn't into spoken word, but now it translates to so many different ways, getting jobs, networking, you know, people really respecting on how you're able to talk and communicate with each other. So,
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Some believe there is nothing one man or one woman can do against the enormous array of the world's ills. Yet many of the world's great movements of thought and action have flowed from the work of a single man.
Just as I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
we do have a lot of doctors, lawyers that are African American, but we don't see it. And having somebody like Barack Obama that's in the limelight right now and doing positive things, and there's no scandals behind his name or anything of that nature, it's just great to see.
This is a poem by me that I wrote. Let us, brothers and sisters, unite while we take time to our lifetime history. It's all probably just one big mystery. We'll sit back while I jog your memory. First you got our man, Mr. Martin Luther King. Then you got the Lady of Pride, Mrs. Rosa Parks. Then you got our beatboxer, Mr. Muhammad Ali. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Then you got Mr. Malcolm X. Not well less, probably more than you can guess. But again, that's probably more than your brain can take. So just sit back and rest while I put this on eBay.
Our little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
Somewhere along the line, we have began to romanticize past accomplishments and diminished our own, looked in mirrors of a status quo complacency and bowed. For too long, we have laid dormant, apathetic, in fear. We worry about the cost of our action. We worry about careers, grades, diplomas. We worry about a great unknown that gapes before us, as though other generations haven't stared at these yawning divides before. Many of us feel we've inherited the world as it's always been, too young to know anything else. We think the current world is as its censors have defined, simply because CNN and the Times don't tell us otherwise. But I know otherwise. I know my mother's wise. I know my parents have come before me. I know I am descended from strength and honor, from community, from the turfs of Oakland, from citizenry of realistic hope. I know that at times I lose my way, but I know my community will hold me steady. This is for all of you who do the work of citizens every day, for those of you who build beacons bigger than yourselves, for those of you who live to give, because when the rain falls, it don't fall on one man's house.
Stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
I am here because of Ashley. By itself, that one moment of recognition between that young white girl and that old black man is not enough. It is not enough to bring health care to the sick, jobs to the jobless, or education to our children, but it is where we start. It is where our union grows stronger. And as so many generations have come to realize over the course of the 222 years since a band of patriots signed that document, our Constitution, in Philadelphia, that is where the perfection begins.
Look at your hands, your beautiful, useful hands. You're not an ape, you're not a parrot,
You're not a slow Loris or a smart missile. You're human. Not British, not American, not Israeli, not Palestinian. You're human.
It's like when the driver told Rosa, move to the back of the bus, and when the waiter told the students, we ain't serving your kind. And when the mayor told the voters, your vote don't count, and when the sheriff told the marchers, get off our streets using fire hoses, police dogs, and cattle prods. And preaching of peace and love of children, hand in hand, free at last, free at last.
Let freedom ring, and if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring.
It is time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to each other, and do not look outside yourself for the leader. There is a river flowing, now very fast. It is so great and swift that there are those who will be afraid. They will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel as though they are being torn apart, and they will suffer greatly. Know the river has its destination. The elders say we must let go of the shore and push off, keep our eyes open and our head above the water. See who is in there with you and celebrate. At this moment in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves.
From every mountainside, let freedom ring, and when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.